Good morning, all my friends, or good afternoon, actually, to all my friends and gardeners on YouTube. Just wanted to show you my potatoes. They're looking really good. I've been had to add soil about every 3 days to them. And these two Yukon Golds have very little room left at the top to add soil to them. But have some, like these German butterballs here, that are just breaking through good. They were so slow. Oh, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 buckets of those. These others are red Norlands. They got planted a little late, as you probably seen in an earlier video. And these are red Norlands that came from a different source that had much better chitting and really good eyes. And they weren't supposed to be that many in the bucket, but even though I cut them, I couldn't cut them in any place where they didn't have over 2 or 3 eyes. And you know, all those break out into plants. If all these potatoes make a really good harvest, I'll have more potatoes here than I know what to do with. The onions and garlic and collards are all really doing well. I had to spray the collards with some neem oil because some kind of bugs was eating them up. This is the only winter squash I will be planting. This is a 20-gallon pot, and I put some Dutch crookneck and some Walton butternut in that I had started it in seed trays. And it's hot enough here now. These here came out of my compost pile that were buried really deep out of this compost pile over here. And let's see if I can get my camera to focus. It's a poor camera on this phone, I can tell you. But they were buried way under here. You see how long those stems are? They meant they were coming up. And there's those potatoes I dug out of here had some scab, so I can't use that soil for any of my tomatoes or any of the nightshade plants because it wouldn't be good for them. I know sweet potatoes are not even in the same family. They're in the morning glory family. So I'm going to use that compost for my sweet potato bed that I'm planning to put right up against my neighbors and our privacy fence, using bricks to make a raised bed. Hopefully I'll have enough bricks. If not, I think I can scrounge up a few more from some neighbors around here that has an abundance from some projects they had. I've got a lot of strawberries. I was going to show you. I had to go ahead and net my strawberries because some of them was beginning to turn. And I knew if I didn't net them, I wouldn't get any. Something is already ate the end out of that one there, and it's not even quite ripe. I'm thinking that might have been a slug. But anyway, and I pulled off a lot of those oak trees right there shed abundantly this time of year. They're putting on their new leaves. And I had to drag all of that you see there off the top of the strawberries. They were absolutely buried. And I see one here that's turning red. And I know if the birds see them, they'll get them. I don't mind sharing with them. I got some open ones over there by the plum trees. Don't mind sharing with them, but they're greedy. They'll take them all. That's pretty much all I have going, except I've got a lot of flowers planted in pots. In these pots and on the front porch in those little pots there. And I got some, I think that's zinnias coming up in that pot right there. I'm trying to bring in some pollinators. I've seen one honeybee, and that really bothers me. That worries me because last year I saw an abundance of honeybees. This year I saw one honeybee. All that's been pollinating this blueberry bush is bumblebees. I mean, they're really good pollinators. But I'm asking, what has happened to our honeybees? Oh, is the bumblebees keeping them ran away, or they're just not here anymore? That concerns me. I've not seen the first bee on the peach blossoms. I assume they have to be pollinated like everything else. I've never really thought of it, but anyway, we'll see if we get a harvest from that peach. The one I transplanted over there had one little blossom, and I did a little pruning on it after I transplanted it, and I found a hollow spot in one of the main leaders, so it may or may not make it. And oh, I was going to show you the Satsuma mandarin has increased its volume of blossoms, and a lot of them have opened. And you talk about a sweet smell. About a week ago, somebody was putting chicken fertilizer out on their fields or pastures downwind of us. You talk about a stink. It was there. See those nice, two pretty strawberries right there? They'll be turning ripe shortly, and the birds will certainly find them. I'd like to have those two myself. Maybe I'll try to camouflage them a little bit with just a little bit of pine straw. The sun will get through the pine straw, but maybe the birds won't see the berries. That's ridiculous, ain't it? When you had to fight the wildlife to get anything. Oh, we got a rabbit that just helps himself to everything too. Echinacea came back. I figured it might have frozen, but they're hardy undoubtedly. Can't wait till it blooms, and I got a bunch of others planted that I'm gonna put everywhere. That's the sweetest smelling blossom I think I've ever smelled. Okay, that winds me up for today. Just wanted to show you what's going on my porch. Got a rose about to bloom. And the cabbages are doing really good. And this is all flowers in this. And flowers in the pink one. Flowers, and cabbage. I don't know if that cabbage will ever get big enough to make a head because it's already in the upper 80s here, Fahrenheit. It's hot. I almost got too hot yesterday, got sick. I hope everybody's having a good week, and God bless.